What is going on, Cyber Warriors? Jason Shaw back with another video, and today we are going through the Advent of Cyber 2025, Day 7, Network Discovery, Scan to Clause. Discover how to scan network ports and uncover what is hidden behind them. So let's start our attack box real quick, as well as start our target machine, and then when that starts up, let's read the introduction. So I'm going to open this in full screen, and then get to reading the introduction. Christmas preparations are delayed. HobSec has breached our QA environment and locked us out. Without it, the best festival company projects can't be tested, and our entire SOCMIS pipeline is frozen. To make things worse, the server is slowly transforming into a twisted Eastmas node. Can you uncover HobSec's trail, find a way back into TBFC QA, and restore the server before the bunny's takeover is complete? For this task, you'll need to check every place to hide, every open port that bunnies left unprotected. Good luck! The learning objectives of this room are learn the basics of network service discovery with Nmap, learn core network protocols and concepts along the way, as well as apply our knowledge to find a way back into the server. So let's get to our task 2. So task 2. Discovering exposed services. Although we lost access to the QA server, at least it's still active and we know its IP address. That's good news, since now we can counterattack and hopefully find our way back. So we're going to hack back. Ensure you understand basic networking concepts like network ports, and let's plan the engagement. So now they have 4 steps for us. Know your target. In our case, it's the TBFC Dev QA01 server with the IP address of this. Scan the IP for open ports, especially SSH and HTTP. Explore what's behind the open ports. Maybe it's a vulnerable web server running on port 80. And then exploit the exposed service, find the way back in, and kick out the bad bunnies from the QA server. Along the practical of today's task, you will find 3 keys. Keep note of them since you will later need them for the web app. The format will be key name : key. There are many tools you can use to scan for open ports. From pre-installed Netcat on Linux and PowerShell on Windows to specialized powerful tools like Nmap and Nabu. Let's use Nmap for this task and perform a basic scan from the attack box or your own VPN connected attacking machine. So open a new command line terminal and run the following command. This is just an Nmap scan of our target machine's IP address. So let's copy this and let's go to our attack box. Let's open up terminal and run our Nmap scan. So our Nmap scan just ran, and we see that there's port 22. Let's open running SSH, and then port 80 HTTP. The command scanned the top 1,000 most commonly used ports and reported if any services were running there. The only results you received are opened SSH port for remote machine access and an HTTP port for a website. This means you can now access the server via SSH if you know the password, or open the website by visiting IP address from within the attack box. So let's open up Firefox and then go to our website to see what's going on. So Firefox is opened. Let's go to our site. So let's browse to our IP address. And we see right here on the top left, the best festival company QA has a strike through it, and then it says pwned by HobSec. It looks like they're defacing our website. There's 3 eggs. Eastmas takeover. Your QA server answers to HobSec now. Its console is sealed with a lock only the best festival company can pick, and I scattered 3 fragments of the passphrase across your own chaos. Find them, stitch the words together, speak them to the gate, and take your box back, if you can. Signed, King Mal here. Alright, King Mal here. I'm going to take my box back. So this is the format of the 3 keys that it wants us to put in. Key 1, underscore key 2, underscore key 3. So let's go back home and see what we got for us. It seems like the website is defaced by bad bunnies, and we don't know the key to enter the admin panel. But worry not. We scanned just 1,000 ports, but there are actually 65,535 ports where other services can hide. Now let's add the -p- argument to scan all ports and -- script equals banner to see what's likely behind the port. So I've never used a script equals banner flag before, but I guess that's a new tool to add in our arsenal. So Nmap, let's copy this, and then let's go back to terminal and then run our command. This is going to take a couple of minutes, so just be patient. So right here, we see 2 ports that we didn't see from our original Nmap scan. Port 21,212 is running some type of FTP service. And then port 25,251 is running some type of unknown service, probably like a custom application or something built by TBFC. Going back to here, it says that we can use anonymous mode on our FTP. So let's copy this command right here and paste it, and I'll explain something real quick. So that's pretty interesting because the developers chose to leave anonymous mode enabled. That basically means that anybody that wants to access the server doesn't have to enter a password. So you can just log in by typing anonymous as we just did. And then let's say we type in ls, we are inside the machine, and then we see that the Best Festival Company QA key 1 is right there. So now we are going to use the get command to get our flag 1 or key 1. But then we're going to put a hyphen at the end, and then that gives us our key 1 right here, which is Easter. So let's copy this right here, and then let's exit out of FTP, and let's do nano flags.txt. Nano is just a text editor, and we're going to paste the initial flag right here. Control X, Control Y, then enter. That's our flag 1. That way we can save our results pretty easily by just opening up flags.txt if we want to see what we found earlier. Next, we are going to go to port scan modes. Good job finding the first flag. So there's nothing more we're going to find on our FTP server, but let's move on to the Best Festival Company's app on port 25,251. Since it's not a well-known service like HTTP or FTP, your web browser or FTP client doesn't know how to access it. Luckily, you can always use Netcat, a universal tool to interact with network services. When you run into unknown services or like custom applications like this, the best thing to do is connect straight to it and see how it responds. That's basically exactly what Netcat is designed for. So we're going to be connecting using nc-v for browse mode, which is going to give us additional details such as if our connection succeeded or not. Let's go back to terminal and then paste this in, and then it says connection to this port has succeeded. So the next thing that we're going to do, it says to type help for commands. So let's type in help to see what we can do. So there's 4 commands available: help, status, get key, and quit. The one that we want to do is get key, obviously, because we're looking for the key. And right here, it's giving us our second key. So let's copy this, quit out of this, and then let's go back to nanoflag.txt. And then in our second line, let's paste our second flag. Now let's hit Control X, Control Y, and then enter. And then let's go to part 3, TCP and UDP ports. Congratulations on the second flag, but where to look for the third one? Till now, you have only scanned TCP ports, but there's also 65,535 ports for UDP, another transfer protocol. And there is a chance OPSEC secrets are hiding there too. So you can switch to UDP scan by specifying the -su flag. So we are going to copy this command right here and paste it, and we're going to let our scan run. So far, Nmap has only been scanning TCP ports because that's the default, but services can also run over UDP, which has its own entire set of 65,535 ports, just like TCP. So think of it as like a system having like 2 parallel ports. You have one for TCP and then you have one for UDP. Attackers need to check both. So DNS usually communicates over UDP, which is at port 53, and that's exactly what we just found right here. So TryHackMe is going to want us to do a DNS query. So we're going to use dig to perform an advanced DNS query, and then we're going to copy and paste this command, and then we are going to find our third key, which is new Xmas. So let's copy and paste this into our nanoflags.txt. So you guys could probably see the spelling out a passphrase. Easter is the new Xmas. So I'm going to hit backspace one time and then put this all together. All right, so let's copy our passphrase or our key. Let's copy and paste our key right here. And then it says correct key. Terminal is now available. All right, so now that we are in our secret admin console, let's see what TryHackMe wants us to do. Once you have access to the console, there's no need to scan the ports, as you can simply ask the OS to list its open ports, also called listening ports. You can do it by running SSTUNLP or netstat on older systems inside the secret admin console of the web app. In the output, you may see exactly the same services you scanned before, listening on 0000, but also some listening on 127.0.0.1. Available only from the host itself, which is our loopback address. So a listening port is basically a service that's like actively waiting for connections. For example, if we have SSH running on port 22, the system opens port 22 and is listening for incoming SSH connections. If nothing is listening on a port, you can't connect to it. So a little analogy I was given before that I'd like to give is think of it as like a business with its front door open. If the door is open, customers can walk in, and that's a listening port basically. If the door is closed, the building is still there, but you can't get inside because no one is actually waiting for you. So running SS is going to give you a full picture on everything, while Nmap is going to only give you things that are being broadcasted to the public. So with root permissions, you can also view the process column, but for now, let's focus on the 3306 port, which is MySQL. So let's run SS tone up real quick, and then this is going to give us all of our listening ports, TCP as well as UDP. And then try hack me told us we're going to be focusing on this port right here because this is our MySQL database. So let's see what commands they want us to run. So on our dev QA box, we're going to copy and paste this command right here. And then this is going to show us what tables are inside our SQL database or MySQL database. And then we see flags. So we're going to go inside the flags table. And then we're going to select everything that is from flags. So this is our flag right here. Let's copy our flag and then paste it into try hack me. And we got our flag. Which port was the MySQL database running on? 3306, as we just found. What is the third key part in the DNS record? Let's go back to our terminal. It was right here, new Xmas. What is the second key part found in the Best Festival Company app? That is the right here. And then what is the first key part found on the FTP server? That was Easter. What evil message do you see on top of the website? Pwned by Hopsec, I think. Right, awesome. I think we just got our last flag. So, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, as we will be dropping more videos very soon.